Hey everyone, today we are going to just play with some makeup, specifically makeup from Flower Beauty. Now, I have been talking and raving about Flower Beauty for a very long time on my channel, and you're going to see some old favorites. But today I'm also going to play with a few new finds, some new releases, and I am so excited to tell you that this video is in fact sponsored by Flower Beauty. While it is always an honor to be asked by a brand to represent them on social media, certain brands are going to be more exciting than others, and to be able to work with Flower Beauty is definitely up there on my bucket list. So I am starting with a clean face, skincare and SPF are on. I'm just going to go ahead and pin my hair back and we can get started. So first, we are going to start with a new to me product and a relatively new release on their end. It is their Supernova Celestial Priming Whip. So it is a primer and it says you're supposed to shake it up and then apply a dime size amount. It has a little pump and it looks like that, very moussey. And I guess I just dab it on before it dissolves. I have never used this before. I've seen a lot of other people use it on YouTube and they rave about it. It feels a lot more emollient than you would think just looking at it. It absorbs very quickly into the skin. Now, something that is not new is the foundation. I've been using this for a very, very long time. And it is obviously everything is Flower Beauty. I'm just gonna keep saying it though. It's the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Foundation. I'm going to wear it in L2, which is usually my summer shade. I'm a little maybe more tan than normal, so it might not match up perfectly, but we shall see. I love everything about this foundation, especially if you have dry skin. I find that it wears really well. It is a little more luminous, but definitely very wearable. And I love the packaging, even down to the glass bottle, the pump, the copper rose gold detailing. I've pumped out, that's 2 full pumps. It's a thicker foundation. Now I've been doing self-tanner on my body, but not my face. So we're gonna try to match this up. Because this has a little bit of a thicker consistency, I do like to blend it in with a sponge, and their sponge, obviously it's well loved, is amazing. I do get this question fairly often, so I do wanna reiterate, when you use a sponge, you must completely saturate it with water and then wring it out. I like to run it under the tap, get it so it really explodes, and then just grab a paper towel or any kind of towel and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze until it's just barely damp. And I'm gonna take the big flat end of it and just start pouncing it into the skin. Now, if you want fuller coverage, use a brush, but I love the finish the way it is here. It does have a pointier end, and one end actually has more of a flattened side to it, so you can really get into those nooks and crannies. Even though this sponge blows up very big, it's very soft and squishy, and you can get it into all the nooks and crannies. Foundation is all on. Now we're gonna move on to concealer. So this is one of the newer products that I wanted to tell you about, and it is called the Eye Bright palette, and I have it in the shade Fair, and as you can see, I've been playing with it a little bit. It comes with this little rose gold ball that you use to kind of massage the primer part in. So you have the primer, you have 2 different shade concealers here, and then you have a powder to set the whole thing, nice and compact. Comes in various shades. I went with Fair. Basically, you can use your finger first to apply it. You take the primer, and I'm just gonna look into the mirror over there. So the primer has, I'm just gonna put a little bit here. The primer has licorice root in it, sunflower seed oil, and vitamins A, C, and E in here to brighten, soothe. Now this feels really nice. I'm just gonna kind of tap it in. This is an extra, you do not need to do this part, but it just feels kind of nice, especially right now. It's still very, very warm outside, just to tap in that primer. It definitely soothes. It's supposed to depuff. I don't really suffer from a lot of puffiness, but what I really like is because it's so moisturizing, it's going to let the concealer sort of float on top of that, so it's not really gonna sink into my fine lines, of which there are more than there used to be. Okay, then next I'm gonna go in with the concealers. I'm gonna stick with the lightest shade, and these concealers also have some helpful ingredients in them. It has green tea leaf extract, which is really good with calming the skin. A little caffeine under the eyes is always a good thing. Caffeine in the body and caffeine on the body. So can you see the difference between this eye that is concealed and this eye that is not? I mean, you can see like the lines and the bags right here. No lines, no bags. It's pretty nice. Let me quickly just do the other eye. All right, let's look to conceal the rest of the face. I actually now have 3 shades of the coordinating concealer. It's the Light Illusion Concealer, and since I first started purchasing this concealer, they've expanded the shade range, which is really nice. I think I'm going to go with, I think this one is Light. The foundation does a really good job of covering. You could definitely build it up, but I think I'm good with just this little dot here. Just going to tap that in with a more dense brush. And now we're gonna powder the rest of the face. And to do that, I'm using another new-ish product, newer. It's their Jet Set Invisible Powder Spray. This is such a unique concept. It is an aerosolized powder. You can use it to set your skin, mattify it, and then the cool thing is it's very portable. You don't have to worry about powder in your purse, and you can continue to refresh your makeup throughout the day with it. So first we're going to use it to set, and they say the best way to use it is to just do a continuous spray back and forth across your face about 6 to 8 inches away. So here we go. It doesn't feel like anything. It feels like just cool air blowing on my face. My skin doesn't feel really tacky anymore. I have noticed that as the day goes on, even a few minutes into this, you're gonna see a slight difference. It sort of sinks in, and after a few minutes, it looks even better. I really don't understand how this works, but it's very cool, and I love that I don't have to worry about powder getting all over the inside of my purse or breaking. Very, very travel friendly. So we're gonna set that to the side. I may reach for that again. And let's get on to the fun part. Let's do some bronzing. To bronze, I'm gonna use the Flower Heatwave Bronzer. And this is a little more, they say it's luminous. This is probably a shade darker than what I would reach for, but it'll blend in nicely with my neck in a moment. This bronzer is beloved. The reviews are amazing on this, but I have to say I'm partial to the one that comes in the sculpting palette that also has a blush and a highlight. Unfortunately, I dropped it. Now for highlighter, this is definitely an old favorite. You've seen this before. It is their Shimmer and Shade highlighting palette. They give you 3 shades to choose from. This is an old favorite, but a brand new package. And I'm usually partial. I'm gonna go with the pink one because I know what I'm doing on my eyes. So I'm just going to quickly, look at that gleam. This is a powder finish, but it is so pigmented and creamy. It feels like almost like a cream. It's insane. In fact, I'm gonna tap this down a little bit to blend it. Look at how it's so pretty. Just so you can see all 3 swatched. Look at that on my fingers. They're so pretty. And then just look at how pigmented. These are also absolutely beautiful, whoops, on the eyes. We're not gonna do that today. I'm so excited to show you what I'm using on my eyes. I've been using it, I've been wearing it in stories. A lot of you have been asking, and it hadn't been released yet, so I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna try something I'm really not very good at, but I wanna give this a try. Their blush bombs have cult level status. People rave about them, and they just released some new colors, and this one is called Cheeky, and I just think it's the perfect pink for me. Now, I've been told a little of this goes a long way, and this isn't just a first impression. This is a first attempt at using this. So I'm just gonna do a little bit on the back of my hand. We're talking a dot. And then I'm gonna look in the mirror, tap a little on my cheek, and then pat it in with the sponge. Ooh, that was so easy to blend in. Wow. Do the same for the other cheek. Now, I probably should have done this before I set my face, so I'm gonna do another layer of the Jet Set powder. I love it. Okay, I'm going to quickly do my brows off camera and we'll come back and do the eyes. The eyes, I have another new thing to introduce to you. I'm so excited about it. It's so pretty. Now to eyes, and this product I'm the most excited about. And like I said, I've been using it for a while, but just not sharing with you what it is. This is their newest shadow palette. It's called Desert Lights. And these are all the creamiest, most pigmented, easy to wear, shimmery, glittery, foily. Let me just swatch. Let's get to the swatching, but here it is up close. Let me do the top 3 for you. These feel like cream. I mean, here they are on the finger. There they are on the back of my hand. And then let's do the bottom 3. I've already swatched them on my hand, but here you can see what they look like even after they've been swatched. And here they are swatched on the back of my hand. Obviously, you can wear them however you want. What I like to do is do a basic sort of matte crease and then throw on the fun stuff. So let's do the foundation, so to speak. And for that, I'm reaching for a very loved palette, the Shimmer and Shade eyeshadow palette. They keep renaming them. My palette's called Golden Natural. I will link to whatever they're calling it right now. If you've watched me for a long time, then you know how much I've loved this. And I'm going to go in with, I've hit pan on this one. This is one of my all-time favorite crease shades. So I'm going to put that in the crease. And I'm going to take a pencil brush using that same shade and just running it underneath. I'm going to use a slightly deeper matte just in the outer corner. Now for the fun part. I've always said this, and it's also recommended by the brand to apply these with your finger. You'll get the most payoff that way. I am going to start with this one that is technically in the upper left. It is called Mirage. I'm just gonna take my ring finger and I'm gonna press it, barely touching. I put way too much on my finger. I'm gonna press that all over the lid. Wipe off my finger, and then I'm going to take that original fluffy brush and just blend it. I did get a little in that inner corner as well. That's really all that I need to do, but I'm going to show you one more color layered over it. Let me just quickly do the other eye. Isn't that pretty? It's so soft, sort of a little prism effect, so wearable. I'm going to darken up this outer half with, let's do with Horizon. For that, I'm just going to tap basically right over where I put that dark brown shade. It's a subtle difference. It's so pretty. It really doesn't need to be blended, but I am just gonna blend it out a little bit. Isn't that gorgeous? I just think it's so pretty. They come out with these palettes periodically. There are a couple other similar ones. If they're still available, I will link them below. I'm definitely going to be adding them to my collection if I can. If there is one kind of eyeshadow that just gets me really excited, it's these soft, creamy, shimmery shades that you can just pack on a lid. You can wear it just washed across the lid or add it on top of your current makeup, and it just totally changes the look, and it's just so, to me, it's just so pretty, and it's so fun to play with. All right, I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm just gonna layer on some of their Warrior Princess. Okay, mascara is on, and I will say I talked about this one fairly recently, and my first impression was that I didn't really like it. This is that same tube, and it is like a different mascara after it's been exposed to the air for a little bit. Some mascaras do better after they've been opened, and this is definitely one of them. Look how dark my lashes are. So I retract my statement from before. I am now liking this. I'm gonna take my hair down really quickly, and then just to finish this off, I'm gonna do some lips. And this is not new, but it is a new tube. I have been loving the Mix and Matte Lip Duos for years. I really wish they would extend the shade range on this. It's such a great product. On one end you have, they say it's matte. I say it's at most a demi-matte lipstick. This is their Honey Nude, I believe. And I do have some eyeshadow still on the back of my hand, but there it is. Just a really soft pinkish nude. And then on the other end, it comes with the matching gloss you can use to top it, and has a doe foot applicator. And there is the matching gloss. So I'm just gonna put this on really quickly. It's matte, but not a dry matte. And then of course the gloss. So wearable. I'd say my second favorite shade might be the melon shade in the line. I love them all. I probably should have done this before the mascara, but we're gonna set the whole thing with this Seal the Deal. This one is the Illuminating setting spray. Wow, that is fine. That is very cooling as well. Let me zhuzh the hair. So that is the final look, a full face of Flower Beauty products, some old favorites, some new finds, some new releases. Check the description box for all the details, specifically where you can pick up these products. You can find them in a bunch of places. Thank you so much to Flower Beauty for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all of you for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used, of course, do not hesitate to ask me. I'm always happy to answer. I hope you had fun today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.